CDK Global's back-to-back cyber incidents have left over 15,000 car dealerships crippled for days. What immediate steps can dealers take to mitigate downtime and protect customer data in response to cyber incidents like the ones affecting CDK Global? SolarWinds Serv-U systems are under siege as cybercriminals exploit a path traversal vulnerability, putting unpatched endpoints at severe risk. How can server administrators protect their SolarWinds Serv-U products from being exploited? Researchers have uncovered a critical UEFI vulnerability that affects multiple Intel CPUs and could allow attackers to execute malicious code. How can users ensure their systems are protected? You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. CDK Global is a software-as-a-service platform that serves over 15,000 car dealerships, and they experienced a significant cyber incident that forced the shutdown of their systems. This shutdown has left many dealerships unable to perform basic operations like sales and servicing, with some only able to do minor tasks like oil changes. So CDK started to restore their systems and come back online when all of a sudden they experienced another breach, which required them to shut down their services yet again in order to protect customer data. Talk about hitting them while they're down, right? These outages affect major automotive dealers worldwide, to include both trucking and consumer vehicle sales and service. And if you've ever taken your car to a car dealership for service, or even tried to purchase a car, neither of them are relatively quick experiences. And in fact, my local car dealership is booked out for like 4 months. And so these outages are likely going to exacerbate that problem and make everything move even slower. So these dealerships that were affected have had to resort to using pen and paper and other antiquated systems for doing business. And it just highlights how necessary it is to perform like tabletop exercises or essentially pretend what would happen if all your systems went down. What would you do? You don't even need to necessarily specify the reason they went down, but what would you do if all your systems went down? How would you still conduct business and make money? This is something you should be doing at least annually. But the incident does bear the hallmarks of ransomware. Additionally, experts are cautioning that CDK might be moving a little too quickly in restoring their services and are potentially increasing the risk of further breaches. And that's a fine line they're going to have to walk. It's very tough when you're losing money, your bottom line is slipping, and you need to get back online as soon as possible. But you also have to consider the possibility that doing something too fast might cause further problems down the line. SolarWinds, which is a word we all know, is back in the headlines with this Serv-U vulnerability CVE 2024-28995, which allows attackers to read arbitrary files from the file system through crafted HTTP GET requests. This vulnerability affects Serv-U FTP Server 15.4, Gateway 15.4, MFT Server 15.4, and File Server 15.4.2.126. So this vulnerability is classified as a high-severity directory traversal flaw that arises from insufficient validation of path traversal sequences. If exploited, it can expose sensitive data, potentially leading to an extended system compromise. Luckily, SolarWinds has already released a hotfix, version 15.4.2.157, to address this vulnerability, and administrators of these systems are urged to apply this patch immediately to mitigate the risk. Now, it looks like the original exploit for this was released as a proof of concept by Rapid7 analysts, where they published detailed exploitation steps and proof of concept exploits on GitHub, which just makes it easier for attackers to target these vulnerable systems. Additionally, researchers at Grey Noise have set up a honeypot to monitor exploitation attempts, where they observed both manual and automated attacks, indicating active and varied exploitation methods. Grey Noise also reports instances of persistent and adaptable attacks, particularly from China, where attackers experiment with payloads for hours to refine their approach. So if you happen to be an administrator of one of these products, make sure you patch it as soon as possible. And finally, security researchers have discovered a security flaw in Phoenix SecureCore UEFI firmware impacting multiple Intel Core CPUs. The vulnerability is named UEFI can has buffer overflow, which is a call out to like cat speak. I don't know what the proper term is for that, but I can has is yeah. Anyways, and it has a CVSS score of 7.5. This flaw could lead to the execution of malicious code due to a buffer overflow in the TPM configuration. This type of low-level exploit is very similar to the firmware backdoors like Black Lotus that provide attackers ongoing device persistence and evasion from higher-level security measures. And it looks like Lenovo has released updates for this flaw already, so make sure all your devices are up to date, and this can affect Intel processor families across the board.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.